Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. You've been watching OLTP round 6. We're going in battery. Very interesting match. And two of the bottom teams. We're watching 0.12 Rubles and the very new winners of Flag Bearers. It's going to be a really close match. Both of these teams have been improving pretty hugely throughout the season, and it's such an intense map if the last match has to say anything about that. It's gonna be a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to commentate. Let's get underway. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. I don't even know who's gonna win this one either. A lot of people are predicting a lot of different things. I think that before last week, Rubles would have been the huge favourites, but after seeing Flag Bearers just dominate Wu-Tai Clan so much in colours, I reckon they have a fair shot at it too. This is a must-win match for Rubles. If they don't win this, they're out of contention. So, if either of these teams lose it, then they're automatically going to be knocked out of the contention.
I believe TFB are basically out of contention anyway. I think they have to get a lot of results going their way this week and next week for them to get in.
3, 2.
It's mathematically possible, but very unlikely. But regardless, this will still determine who gets where at the end of the season on the ladder. Elfitzo should mention, by the way, he's going to be the player to watch for this map, as one gets a fantastic grab straight through with the rolling bomb to get the face. Before I just talk about Elfitzo, he spikes himself and pulls a bit of a sizzle there, doesn't he? I was going to say, Elfitzo, rookie, having his second game here, and he has got a lot to prove because he dominated in the game that he played last week, and I reckon he was the reason that they won. So maybe he can pull a similar kind of thing out this map. One can't get past close sex convergent.
One is getting past Mountain Bike and Pied Piper a lot. If he can just get that final push into the base, he may be able to cap quite easily here.
Mountain Biker and Pied Piper are both kind of the dark horses on defense, I suppose. Mountain Biker has strutted himself a fair bit, and Pied Piper, the rookie, has also proved a fair bit. Street Lamp with a nice grab going up at the top. He's got another boost to use. If Elfitzo can get the gate blocking Cricket Ball, they've only got Closec to beat. Street Lamp can't boost around. Closec gets right in the middle of that path and stops him completely. Power up respawning. One's going to use the rolling bomb to get rid of Pied Piper, disposing of him. He's now going to go through the top. Cricket Ball with the rolling bomb and Mountain Biker there to meet him. One's got almost nowhere to go. Cricket Ball's ahead of him. Can they get the block on Cricket Ball? He's jerking around. Cricket Ball, they have the block on Cricket Ball.
Closec managed to get it in last
second. Sacrifice and the return.
Jesus.
Oh, fantastic.
But yeah, one in Street Lamp getting
Street Lamp's away with the flag again. Sorry to interrupt. He's only got Closec in front of him. And they get the block. That's
one gets away again. One gets away again. One in Street Lamp are getting past Pied Piper and Mountain Biker like every single time they're there.
Elfitzo coming inches from that spike, getting away. Cricket Ball goes for the cousin's kiss. Not sure about that decision, but better safe than sorry, I guess.
Rubles are definitely not on their game in this first couple of minutes.
And perhaps respawn again.
Definitely been the stronger team here. One and Street Lamp are showing that they can get past Mountain Bike and Pipe every single time.
Cricket Ball can do the same. Yeah, oh jeez, I wasn't sure if that was going to happen. Couldn't quite get past Bug. Classic is away. One's away with Juke Juice. One, can he juke in the spike field? No, he's juking people in the spike field. If you're on offense, that is so much fun, so satisfying to get right.
TFB definitely showing that they're the stronger team here. Always in position. Always closing down whenever the flag gets away. And on offense, definitely more decisive.
It's only just begun, really. Can't make a judgment based off that. Street Lamp almost getting good opportunity. They've just locked down defense. Flag Bearers, the only times that I think that Rubles have only got away 2 times, and both of those have resulted in kisses. So they've just locked down their defense so much, and that seems to be paying off hugely for them. One contesting Mountain Biker for the power up.
Street Lamp and Cricket Ball doing the same over rolling bomb. And
one vitally gets that. TagPro doesn't know when Mountain Biker's going to spawn though. Problem with that TagPro is that you just don't know where that person's going to spawn. Street Lamp almost boosts in, but leaves one with a wide open door. He can go through bottom. It's got TagPro so he can get the block on Cricket Ball. One doesn't take the boost. He didn't take the boost. He needed to take that boost and he would have got the cap. He can't juke around Closec. You can't juke around cricket ball. That's going to be reset. What a missed opportunity there. He's going to be watching that and
Street Lamp's here though.
getting angry at himself. And the block on cricket ball.
He's through Mountain Biker.
He's through Mountain Biker. And that's the second cap.
Excellent play by all
excellent
involved on
second cap.
TFB.
That was the whole team putting in, working together to get a well-earned cap, even if that was a mistake from one playing a little bit too conservatively, some would suggest. But he's away again. He's only got cricket ball who's going for the power-up, and that's just going to be an easy cap. Even if Bug does get in the way a little bit, that's probably the easiest cap that we've seen so far.
One with his second cap here. Him and Street Lamp definitely showing today that they can contest.
One who we should also, Klosek gets away really nicely. I don't know if you saw that. Should mention one was in contention for the Sunball Award, the worst player for this season, and then 2 games in a row he's just, so far has just shown that he's fantastic on offense.
Definitely showing that Street Lamp and One can be up there with the best offensive duos in the league.
And most definitely.
Just
Can't get past Pied Piper though. Klosek can't get past a spawn of Juan. Street Lamb, he's got a rolling bomb. Can he make something magical happen? Not putting that to best use, but one. Attracting 3 of the Rubles to get to him, and they got the block on cricket ball too. He can boost in if Klosek doesn't get there in time.
Oh, Klosek does get there. Oh, One nearly spiked himself as well.
A 1/10 of a second to spare Klosek, just finding a gap to get through the bottom. But you got the whole of the enemy team converging on him. Can one find a path to get back to his base before the others do?
Again, all of TFB just look in such better positions than all the Rubles do.
This is not the same Rubles we saw playing last week. They're just not in position at all.
Geez, Bug's got the TagPro. Can he give an escort to one? One can't quite use the pockets to get past Klosek. Klosek playing, who's been probably watching a bit too much World Cup rather than focusing on his OLTP match. One can't get past Mountain Biker, but Street Lamp with the Duke Juice is not going to have too much trouble. Klosek almost finding a way, Cricket Ball almost finding a way, and just in the nick of time, Street Lamp getting another cap, 4-0 with 4 minutes left.
Pied Piper's missed quite a tricky boost, which could have got the return, but that just shows how difficult the boost paths on this map are. There's not really a lot of boost paths.
Cricket Ball's through the top of Street Lamp. Very importantly, gets the Duke path. If he didn't get that Cricket Ball, would have had an easy cap, and Bug's in a position to get another grab and escape. He just needs to hold onto the flag to get Cricket Ball the return. If they can keep them capless in this arm, that'll certainly show that they're a quality team.
Cricket Ball needs one to beat.
Not going to get past one with the TagPro though. Klosek with the rolling bomb might be able to make something spectacular happen. One boosting into him, so he's no longer got a rolling bomb. Can Pied Piper get the block on Street Lamp? It doesn't look like he can get the block, but Mountain Biker's coming in for assistance. El Fitzo's coming in for assistance. There's no blocking. Where is that blocking? There is no blocking. They need to get the block to Captain. One takes advantage of the very distracted Rubles and just swoops in to grab the flag and get out very cleanly. El Fitzo trying to close in on Klosek the best he can, but it isn't quite enough. And one sensibly goes for the cousin's kiss.
The Pied Piper Mountain Biker defense just isn't working well. They're just not in sync with each other.
It's worked well every other match of the season. Bug's finding an easy to get away. Street Lamp's almost managing to get Cricket Ball. Looks like we are slowing down just a little bit here. I'm sure that the people playing would probably find it a little more tense than we are. Street Lamp almost getting in the way. Bug with the block. He's only got Pied Piper, he's only got Klosek with the TagPro to beat, but there's no way that he's going to save him. Klosek finding it more than easy to get away through the bottom. Just regrab after regrab after regrab after chase after return after regrab. It's just the way the map goes, and geez, doesn't it make for a good game.
Cricket Ball does have a good opportunity
clear
here.
Top. Street Lamp's going to go for the cutoff. One's going to go for the cutoff. El Fitzo's going to go for the cutoff. Bug isn't anywhere to be seen. Cricket Ball finds a gap. Makes it through the bottom. The score is now 4-1 with 2 minutes remaining. In this half, Street Lamps find a way to get through though. Oh, but some button control from Klosek just saving the day. Cricket Ball's not going to make anything magical happen. Again, take a look at the scoreboard for a second. You can see that one deservingly on top of the board, and Bug, flying under the radar on defense with quite a lot of prevent time in particular. Street Lamp with the rock and roll, as it has been coined as. He's gonna get through Mountain Biker. Yes, he is. By the skin of his teeth, he's got close in front of him. And 2 blockers, but he just can't fight enough room to get the booster out through. Closec's got an opportunity to get away. No, he doesn't. Cricket Ball doesn't have an opportunity to get away, and we're gonna have a position reset here.
Close closing down that right side very well when Street Lamp or 1 get the flag and come down there. Definitely closing that down. See by his 11 returns.
Looks like Street Lamp and 1 have even slacked off a little bit, going for 2 flashes in a row. Can't make too much work, but if I were them, I would certainly be playing a bit more conservatively than they are now.
I don't know what's happened to Closec.
Closec looks to have disconnected. He had issues with lag
A lot.
last game. Oh, not the last game, rather the game before that.
He certainly does have a lot of connectivity issues. Amatem, is Amatem going to sub in? Looks like he's just left us. No, he isn't. She's very kerfuffled. Bug and Street Lamp.
Street Lamp's away.
Taking advantage
Nobody.
of the very disparaged 0.12 rubles and finding an opportunity to go through
5-1
5
going
seconds
half.
left on the clock, getting just another cap to bring the score to 5-1 at halftime. We do in our OLTP have live substitutions, which makes it very intense. We had it in the Cap 22's Bad Bulls game happen. I think 2 live substitutions, and it does make it very intense, very scary. But isn't it all the more fun? And that does conclude the first half. Very interesting scoreboard to look at. Pied Piper looks like he's, for the first time this season, been on the bottom of the board. And Flag Bearers, for the first time this season, been on top of the board. It's, dim stats. Have we got any dim stats? No, it looks like he's left us too. Do we have any comments from Rain or Hoog about that match that we just witnessed?
Both teams showing some strengths and negatives. I think if Rubles had just taken a bit more risks coming in with the flag and they'd used the blocks a bit better, they would have another couple of caps possibly. So I think they just need to get a bit more solid on that. Their positioning hasn't been as good as the flag bearers either, and I think that's the main reason they're down so many caps, is because when 1 or Street Lamp has a flag, they're always out of position and they can't get the return in. Apart from that, I think both teams have been showing some good individual play, some good returns and some good jukes by 1 especially.
There's a lot of contrast between this game and the previous game, in that this game it took about a minute to score and the other one it took almost 8. So 2 very different styles we've seen on this map already. And now for dim stats.
Yes, dim stats. Both need a win to get into the playoffs, but everyone knows that already. Now, when we were practicing last night, the flag bearers, we created a special defense, and it was called the pincer move. So essentially, it's one person, which was El Fitzo. He's blocking the useless boost, which is top right, when coming in for the flag, and the dog boost, which is the boost next to the gate. And Bug is standing next to the spike, and he's allowing for the attacker to use the 3 boosts and boost right into him, and he gets the return. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I've got, actually.
Some interesting map analysis from somebody who's never played an OLTP before. Thanks, Dimsim.
Thanks, Izzled.
Bad.
Oh, actually, during that half, Closec had more returns than both of his teammates combined.
That's an interesting thing to point out. Closec on offense has got more defensive stats, although it is an interesting nature of the map that I think a lot of the returns do happen when you're in the enemy space, very similar to Colours in a lot of ways. Looks like Closec, the captain, is going to be subbed out for Amatem, so it seems. We'll see if he can get anything special happening for this half.
I thought Klosek was one of their better players in that half, most returns in the game, so it'll be interesting to see how Amatam slots in there.
I believe he did actually get the highest score for his team. And Ball Jobby's also just joined the group. The musical sensation, as most Americans know, if there are any of you watching right now. Interesting to see if he can strut his stuff any more than he has already. Not sure that he actually got any screen time last weekend, since that was the only match not to be streamed. What a match it was, from what I've heard.
Okay, going to the second half now, with the Flag Bearers playing Red Hut this half, up 5-1 to Rubles, who are playing Blue.
Three, two, one.
So the second half commences. Cricket Ball getting the two power-ups. In the sense, sorry, I'm slacking off a little bit here, aren't I? Two juices in the center, one going on offense with a rolling bomb to join Street Lamp. Looks like they're coordinating the attacks usually. Oh, they just timed that completely wrong. You can see Street Lamp and one both waiting for those boosts, but they just went in completely wrong and got each other killed in less than half a second. Amatem Cricket Ball can't do anything. Street Lamp, on the other hand, can. He's got no one in front of him.
He's away.
In
That's a cap. That's
just
6-1.
40 seconds of the match. Not the quickest cap we've seen so far, if I'd have anything to say about that. Sorry if there's any background noise of tapping. Street Lamp with a very ambitious grab. One doing something similar. Neither of those are working though.
Pied Piper and Mountain Biker looking a lot better this half.
Amatem looks like he was going to go for that power up there in the top left hand corner, but he just spikes himself. That would be very embarrassing for him. We do have two more tag pros to make the match a little more interesting. That power up control, should mention, I don't think we've seen that at all this weekend. It's very tempting just to skip straight past those power ups, but it's interesting to see. It looks like Crickball can get a cap after using his rolling ball, so maybe it is worth getting that extra power up. Street Lamp buys an opportunity to go for it. Amatem opts not to go for the snipe and instead cuts off Street Lamp. And
Ooh,
Bug gets
a lovely boost.
in an instant. We're 2-0 in 1 minute and 40 seconds of this match. This is very fast paced. Flag Bearers rather are just doing a good job in so many different aspects. Should also note that El Fitzo's now on offense with Juan. Not sure if that's intentional. One, incidentally, who is away top, Amatam, is getting blocked by Street Lamp and one, and that is just another easy cap. Another easy cap. El Fitzo's not going to make it too far from the base with the Flag. Amatam is not going to make it too far with his TagPro either.
I think that's something that the Flag Bearers have done a lot better. They've had the blocking, and it just gets really easy caps, especially on this map, when you know that your defenders can block and communicate whether they're blocking.
Definitely, and it is way too easy to catch the other team out of position too, which seems to be what is also helping them out with cap. Only having to block one person certainly makes their job a whole lot easier. One's rolling bomb runs out just before he can get a chance to use it, and both flags are dropped. Bug, defender of the team, doing very well. I think he was definitely done a lot better than almost everybody expected him to do. Round 4 pick, if I recall correctly, and he is topping some of the defensive stats as well. Street Lamp can't quite get the button on Cricket Ball, Mountain Biker can't quite get the bump on Bug. It's very slow paced chasing, and they go for the kiss just in the nick of time. Amatem going up top with nobody to call out where he is. I'm not really knowing, but Streetlamp takes a good guess and converges on him. Amatem takes out Juan with the button. Looks like Cricketball's just trying to hold the button with Amatem. There isn't much communication going on there. Elfitzo almost getting Amatem, but Amatem just holding onto the button, and Streetlamp gets the button just as Amatem tries to run away from him. Buttons in this map and the gates, the way that they've been incorporated into this map, are just so beautiful and just makes so much amazing play for the flag carriers in particular. I'm sure Rain knows how that feels. Cricketball and Streetlamp are both away.
Button's definitely a huge part of how you play this map. If you don't use the buttons, you're not playing it to its maximum potential.
Amatem almost finding an opportunity to get through. I reckon if he had made it through that, then he could have got a cap. Streetlamp! Sorry, I just got completely distracted, did not see what was going on. Streetlamp gets a cap to bring the score to 4-0 in the second half, which makes the aggregate score 9-1, with still 5.5 minutes left remaining. This is a slaughterhouse. You know, you can't spell slaughter without laughing, and I feel like giggling like a little child. Streetlamp getting returned by Amatem, and Amatem using the momentum of the return to go down bottom. He's only got one ahead of him, one with the jukes. If he can get the bounce off the wall, he can't quite. One gets the return. Elfitzo almost finds a way to get through, but one takes him out. Cricketball with nobody to block him is almost going to find a way through the middle, but goes straight into the path of one, nowhere else to go. Oh, rather bug. My apologies.
A quick stat from Dim. If I Swear We're Not Bots lose both of their next games and take a lot of caps against, and TFB win this game...
Sorry, I'm just going to cut you off right there, Rain. Streetlamp's
Sure.
found a fantastic opportunity to get through, getting some amazing drinks out of that base to get through and get another cap, bringing the score to 10-1. This is the biggest gap we have seen so far this season, I do believe, in the biggest ratio. They can get the return on Amatem too, which they can. One's only got one person in front of him. If he can get the juke past him, that's going to be another easy cap. But Mountain Biker takes a sensible option to go through. But Bug gets the return after he slowed down, and one has another cap. And
Whoa,
Streetlamp's
this game's
away
too fast.
again with only one person in front of him. Only two people in front of him make that. And Pied Piper getting the button to cut him off. Streetlamp almost getting a fantastic opportunity, but the convergence, Streetlamp can't quite utilize that button too well. Oh wow, what a fantastic series of events happening.
One
right
coming in
there.
top. If they can get the block here...
I think Amatem and Mountain Biker
They
are
can
both
barely
in
avoid
position.
one.
And getting past, oh, not quite getting past Amatem.
I think I have some time here. Okay, as I was saying, if I Swear We're Not Bots lose both of their games, and they take a lot of caps against, and the Flag Brothers win this game, as it looks like they will, the Flag Brothers can get into the playoffs. So it is definitely mathematically possible.
Would you happen to know exactly what the cap difference required is?
I can check that now.
And while you're doing that, one can't find an opportunity to get the Duke past Pied Piper. Lonely on defense with Streetlamp at one. On the offense train, going straight through. One gets a grab. Can he lure the defenders away to give Streetlamp a handoff? It doesn't look like he can. He's juking through the spikes, getting away from Pied Piper, and he just does give the return to Streetlamp just as they're getting distracted. Elfitzo and Bug should be able to get the return on Amatem in that spike field, and only Cricketball in front of him to block. Nah, it looks like they're holding the end. Amatem getting through by less than pixels to spare. Amatem getting through and just saving the day. Maybe they want to just get one consolation cap for this half.
At
Try and
the
make
moment,
it feel a little bit good. Oh, and they do mount. Streetlamp takes just a bit of a silly boost angle, giving Mountain Biker an easy return. That's first cap from Amatem.
At the moment, the Flag Brothers are -12 on cap differential, Rubles are -16, and I Swear We're Not Bots are -8. So if this game goes as it is now, with the cap differential towards the Flag Brothers will be
11-2 so far this game.
it will be -2. So they will be better than I Swear We're Not Bots, and they will get into playoffs if I Swear We're Not Bots lose their next two games.
They've just won by so much, so that, yeah.
They're ahead of I Swear We're Not Bots after this game.
Streetlamp could potentially get another opportunity to extend that gap, and he does! Fantastic Duke, fantastic block from
Excellent play.
Bug, rather, to get past Crickable and Pied Piper. That was a fantastic cap. Streetlamp playing the whole first stage of the season on defense, decided to play on offense because what if you got to lose, and just look at what he is doing. Crickable's away, and as I'm saying that, Streetlamp's just going to get away one more time, getting the kiss on his fellow flag carrier Amatem.
I wish that Juan and Streetlamp had played together on offense from the start of the season, because they are just sensational together.
I think they do too, and Mountain Biker doesn't take the flag too often.
Streetlamp barely
I
gets
guess
the
that's
return.
probably an example of why just had an opportunity to cap, no one in front of him, but just didn't quite get the bounce right off that wall. Amatam and Elfit are both getting away simultaneously, but in very different directions. Very different ways. Elfit boosting himself straight into his spike, almost as if he wanted to kill himself. Amatam and Bug are both still away. Amatam also spiking himself. That seems to be the theme of the match. Good to know that some of the heat has been taken off me too. If Streetlamp can get the return on Crickable, leaving Bug with an easy cap. The score is now 8-1 in the second half. Is that the biggest score for a single half that we've had? An 8 gap difference?
No.
I wouldn't even know. I don't pay attention to much of those other matches.
If you,
Streetlamp getting away with the TagPro. No, he isn't. Don't know where he's going. He's hesitating a lot. It looks like he's got no one in front of him.
He'll
No
get
one in
another
front of
cap
him at all.
here.
Except for Amatam, who spikes himself. Streetlamp's away, getting another cap. Let's bring a score to 9-1, because why not? 1 isn't going to find anywhere interesting to go. 6 seconds left on the clock, and that is going to be all that happened in this match. This is going to be very exciting to listen to what Streetlamp has to say, and you can see they were all topping the board again. They deserve that win. I can't say anymore. Streetlamp getting 6 caps this match.
That is the Flagbear's last game.
That is the last game of the season. They have a bye next weekend on 45.
They have 6 points, and they are on a -1 cap differential. So they're ahead of I Swear Not Bots at the moment, but I Swear Not Bots have 2 games to play.
1. 2, sorry.
1 game to play, rather. Rubles have another game to play.
Because we're -12 and we just got 14.
Here we go, Streetlamp. I've just moved you into the stream room.
Hey guys.
How you feel? It's
I'm
two
fucking
consecutive wins.
ecstatic. Oh my god.
Very well deserved consecutive wins for the Flag Bearers. Puts them back very much in contention for the final playoff spot, which seems to be a big focal point. You scored 6 caps in that second half. You and One seems to be offensive duo of the season even. Do you think this is going to continue if you make it through to the playoffs, and that's what's given you this turnaround, or is there something else that's changed?
Well, last night we had a 3-hour long practice session, which was probably the longest we've ever had, and at least 75% of our team was there for 75% of the time. And for the first time, I made up some strats for us to play. We had a couple of offensive and defensive things that we were sorting out, and we came into this game. It was interesting because we seemed to know less about the map. We spent more time preparing, which ended up with us knowing more about the map going into the game. And I really put it down to the practice that we put in last night to the victory that we had today. And I'm so psyched that it turns out I'm not shit anymore getting those 9 caps. Turns out I can no longer bench myself.
Well played, Streetlamp. I just want to ask you, I guess the first half of the season you had One and Sayo on offense, and this half of the season you have One and yourself on offense, and you just have scored immeasurably more caps. Why do you think that you guys have turned it around so much?
Well, to be fair, our first 2 games were up against currently the top 2 or top 3 teams. Our first game was up against Cap 22s, I believe, and the second one was Balls to the Wall. So I don't think it's fair to make an assumption about the offensive team based on that, because most teams got their asses readily handed to them by those teams. They were just those teams are very strong at the moment. So I really can't tell whether this is a stronger duo or not. I'm definitely liking the increase in communication though.
good insight to get from Streetlamp. Cheers for that. Close sec, after very narrowly losing to the top team in the competition to then very hugely losing to one of the bottom teams, what was just the big difference? Because the maps are very similar, the lineups are very similar. What was the big difference that took you from having such a fantastic game to that?
Well, firstly, there's a massive difference between colours and what we just played on battery. But fair credit to flag bearers, they played fucking so well. And our team, we just didn't bring it tonight. We failed to communicate on basic issues. We had barely any power of control, and we just got wrecked on the buttons. Very disappointing from the perspective of our team.
I would say put in as well. Last week we had Infrag, who is a MLTP or whatever he is, captain, and he had us shooting us the whole session for about an hour or an hour and a half, which really boosted up the Rubles offense and defense for that game. Whereas this week, our pre-game practice, we couldn't even get a full scrim side in before the game starts, which was a major problem.
This is definitely that kind of map that you really just need to be playing over and over and over again to get the hang of, and apparently 3 hours practice session from the flag bearers and no practice session at all from the Rubles is just all the difference. Final thing, close sec, you have a very big game next weekend. Do you think you have the confidence? Do you think you can just get that last consolation win?
It's more of a fact that next week I'm definitely looking at playing some of the players that haven't played often, because they've been there for the whole season and they've shown dedication, but we just haven't played them. So for this last game, I want to give them more of a run rather than our first team, because we've pretty much got no chance of making it to the final four. So for this last round, I just want to give the players who have shown dedication but haven't been enough to get in the starting lineup, I want them to play and get them a run out and get them to experience what OLTP is like in more detail.
Awesome. Cheers for that, and cheers to Radiant for streaming, Rain for joining me alongside commentary, even if I was cutting you off for almost that whole time.
That's okay, so we'll entertain yourself.
And Amatam was here too, I guess, so thanks again. Join us in, half an hour, 20 minutes for our next game? If you're still there, 20 minutes, we'll go to next game, big game. Well, it's not a big game at all, it's only balls to the wall, but I digress. Thanks, bye.